Welcome back to the show with your boy D Fred.
What's good? What's good? It's your boy B Neil.
Back for another late night, late round of Absolutely Unsure podcast. Got a lot of things to get into today. So, wherever your interest, people, Tory Lanez, Young Thug, a lot of shit has been going on in the courtrooms. Why do it at the end of the year? Why everything start rolling on the end of the year? It's like this, it's kind of perfect though for people who do media because typically at the end of the year, nothing's really happening. All celebrities, they're just with their family. They're not doing nothing to get them in trouble. It's like this is kind of perfect for like media people because like we got something to fucking talk about. So Tory Lanez, Young Thug, we'll get into it. There's a lot of shit. So obviously we want to start with Tory Lanez first. That's where we got to go with it. So the witness has finally taken the stand. Supposed to be the only one who has no ties to this whatsoever that had witnessed to that night. Like I said, there was Tory, there was a bodyguard, there was Meg, there was a best friend. But everybody a part of that has, something that we can. Oh, well, they're probably saying that because of this. This person, they got really nothing to fucking. They got no horse in the race, essentially. So he said a lot. One thing that was interesting that I saw was obviously him saying that this is not the most interesting, but he confirmed Meg and the friend were fighting. They could try to downplay it. It was a bump or whatever the hell. They were fighting. Violently fighting. They were fighting. Which, like I told you in a text message, I feel like white people, when they think of violent, they think of just because, like I said, if there was like violently, wouldn't there be like more marks on both of them, depending on how they was fighting each other? I'm not debating that they wasn't fighting. They was probably like,
Kelsey was supposedly bleeding, and I don't remember who hair was pulled out, but somebody hair was pulled out.
Oh yeah, what's the name? Yeah, they just her hair was pulled out of her head. So yeah,
broken nails on the ground.
That's the violence. Okay, yeah, there's other things. They go to that.
So not only that, he said it lasted for a few minutes, like it wasn't even a few seconds. And he said he believed Meg was the one, like even start kicking her at a certain point. So it's like it wasn't just like they were just grabbing her. Like you gotta think. Like you said, white people could think a certain way, and I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but it's easily could get violent when you think that Meg a foot bigger than old girl. Like, so I don't know, man. I think it could have got violent, especially if you consider kicking and stuff. So,
well, he said in the thing, he said they were pulling each other's hair and hitting each other. It was quite violent, right? And then he said Kelly said he saw the driver exit wearing all black. He joined the fray, which he said, I guess he's saying like the bodyguard got out and was like trying to break it up. Kelly was scared and he asked his son to come into his room. He testified several times he saw a muzzle flash and heard what he thought were fireworks, but believed the flashes were from a woman. Then they asked him, "Did you see a muzzle flash?" This was Tory's lawyer asked him, "Did you see a muzzle flash?" He said, "Yes." He added, about the same time that the smallest individual got out of the car. It only worsened for McDicion, which I guess is Tory's lawyer. Kelly said the small guy got out about that time, all shouting. So he's claiming he saw the muzzle flash by the woman, but then he also said that he saw the muzzle flash when Tory got out the car. So it's like,
from what I heard, I'm about to say, essentially the same thing happened. He was like, I seen the muzzle flash go off. He said, "Did you see the woman shoot?" He said, "Yes." And then he said that's when Tory got into a fight with the stuff or got into a scuffle with it. And essentially he seen another shots go off by Tory. But I don't know how clear he could see, so I'm not going to sit up here and say what he saw. But what I'm thinking is she shot, and when he came out screaming and stuff like that, because obviously they was letting him fight for a minute. They really wasn't tripping. But when the gunshots got out, he started overreacting. He got, shit, I don't even know what to call it. He got active, I guess. And I guess he tried to fight it for the gun. And that's essentially when the other shots went off. But I don't know if that's true because he said he seen him shooting in the air. So I don't know if he might have. He said he's seen him clearly shooting in the air.
Yeah.
So
see, because then he goes on to just say like they were fighting, they were all pulling each other, and then Tory's lawyer asked if he saw the shorter guy take the gun from the woman, and Kelly said, "I never saw that." Then Kelly said the shorter guy was very angry and was shouting. He said the flashes came from him, but cautioned, "I never saw a gun." So he saw it from the girls at first. Then he says he saw flashes coming from Tory, or the shorter guy, which we would assume to be Tory. And then an exchange that made everyone LOL. McDonaldson pressed Kelly about Tory trying to take the gun, and Kelly said, "It's not like he said, 'Excuse me, can I have the gun? It's my turn.'" Everybody laughed, and the judge had an amused look on his face as we waited for them to finish. But anyways.
So what did he mean by it's not like he said, "Excuse me"? So did he see him try to take the gun? He just didn't see it happen?
Yeah, I guess he's saying he didn't see because obviously the defense attorney's trying to lead him down to say like, oh, I saw this person had the gun first, then my client had the gun. So he keeps asking like, hey, did you see him get the gun? Or did you see him take the gun? And the guy's like, I mean, fuck, I don't know. I ain't see him switch guns or something. Because he kept saying I never saw a gun. He said at first
But
I
he
thought
said they
I
scuffled.
saw muzzle flashes, which I guess knowing what went on, now he knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know what's going on at
Yeah.
first, and you hear it on the news, oh, those were gunshots I saw. I thought it was like some.
He said, see, he contradicted himself because first he said that, but then he said he ended up realizing there was gunshots during that time. Well, I don't know. I guess he's not contradicting himself because he never said when he found out it was gunshots. That's just an assumption. So,
Yeah.
but the thing he did say he seen Tory shoot in the air after he seen Kelsey shoot at Megan, essentially. So, where do we go from there? Do you think they just try to get him on the shooting in the air shit, or what?
Yeah.
That's
That's why they add the negligent fire discharging of a firearm.
What if he was just trying to scare Kelsey because she was still trying to fight?
Still negligent discharge of a firearm.
You think they're gonna get him guilty on that? You think the jury were gonna give him that?
That's up to the judge. That one's a judge one. He didn't put that one as a jury trial because they did so late. From what I read, that's up to the judge to decide guilty or innocent. So that's.
Would you give him that if you was like you seen this girl shoot at her? You take the gun away and she start charging her some more.
See, the thing is though, I don't know how judges take in all evidence, right? Because I don't know if the judge views him as the most credible, or does he like, okay, you said this, but also Megan Kelsey said this. So like, I don't know who the judge looks at as like.
But Megan Kelsey completely fucking lied.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but still, as a judge, I don't know what he looks at as like for his barometer of how he should view the whole situation.
Well,
he take what the guy said and say like,
you have
he did say Tory shot,
person.
So
you have to take his because he's the only one that said he shot in the air. Other than that, no one else said he shot or seen him shoot. So it's like, how could you prove it?
Yeah.
And his DNA not on the thing. So it's like, how could you prove that? Only thing you could go off is him. So that's basically you just saying you want to get him off shooting in the air.
It's also weird too, because we heard the experts say that if Tory shot the gun multiple times, most likely his DNA would have been on the gun. But this guy's saying he shot like 4 times in the air. So it's like, even with that, it's like, okay, well, the expert says if he did shoot, it would be more on here. And then this guy saying he saw him shot 4 times. So it's like, I don't think that he could go to prison, honestly. Like, as far as jury goes, it's too much reasonable doubt. Even regardless if the guy says that he saw Tory shot the gun, but then he also says that he saw the gun shoot by the girl. So it's like, it's too many factors.
The gunshot pattern we heard wouldn't have matched all that timing, right?
Because this is the thing. I haven't heard the audio because I don't know if it got released. But like I told you, that Byron Dennis guy, the black guy who used to be on Academic Stream when he was first recording it, he tweeted this. Like I said, I can't confirm that. I'm just going off what he tweeted from, I guess, what he heard. He made it seem like if you know gunshots and when you hear that audio, there's no way somebody switched guns that fast to.
That's how I feel.
This is just what he's saying. There's no way for the gun to switch so fast to where it was 2 shooters. He said there was only 1 shooter, but he was insinuating still that it was probably Tory that was a shooter. He wasn't saying like, oh, it was a girl and the girl did all the shooting. He was like, well, he saw Tory shot 5 times, then it was most likely Tory Lanez. But
he can say
to me, it's like this. Like I said, this is a wrinkle into the case of like, oh my God, so some of these Kelsey didn't confirm Meg. Well, Meg confirmed that Tory shot, but she's the who knows. But this guy saying Tory actually shot the gun, so it's like, oh my God, everybody's in a tizzy. But at the end of the day, unless that judge gets him on the negligent discharge of a firearm, as far as the felony assault, it's still too much reasonable doubt.
Yeah, I feel like only way Tory gonna get out of that gun charge if he get on a stand and basically say he was fighting for the gun when it went off the last few times or whatever, and maybe he didn't see that. And the only way I can make that argument where it makes sense because he also said that they were jumping Megan when we think they was either fighting Kelsey to get her off of Megan or they were trying to pick up Megan, which would all be like a difficult thing because at the end of the day, Meg is big or 2 girls are scuffling. It ain't like Tory, the biggest person. So it don't look like he may have the clearest of sight, just like he said he couldn't see the gun. I'm not saying I don't think he saw things as far as the individual people clearly. I think that was probably good enough to see, but to actually see, like, especially when they went to the driveway and got further away, like, I feel like his visibility would have got worse to see that he thought that they were jumping him. I don't think that's what happened because even Meg didn't say that.
He said he thought they were about to throw her in the river.
Yeah, but even Meg or Kelsey didn't say that. So it's like that was kind of strange. So if anything, I feel like that's the time when they was either either Kelsey was still trying to fight, which we don't know, or they were trying to pick her up and get her in the car the whole time, regardless.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that would have happened. But my biggest thing is like, what do we go from like Meg and Kelsey was fighting? Do we think that was a motive enough for Kelsey to go ahead and try to pull the gun out?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, that kind of matched what the witness say. Like the fight was happening, the girl went to the car, boom, boom. So it's like, we believe that.
That Kelsey went back to the car and grabbed the gun.
Yeah, like she's getting stumped out on and shit like that.
I mean, that would make sense if you get your ass whooped. Like, go if you have a gun in your car, go back to get the gun. Like, but that would imply that gun was most likely hers, right? That would imply that she knew where the gun was. She, you know what I'm saying? Like, or unless the bodyguard's like, I got a gun up here just for y'all's protection in case anything happens. So by doubt he gave up that I have a gun in the front seat. So there's that. So at this point, this is the biggest fucking shit show, big fucking mess that I've ever seen.
You want to know?
There's no. I feel like there's no cohesiveness with any witness. Everything's sporadic. Everything's all over the place. Kelsey says one thing. Oh, I lied to the people. Meg says one thing. Whatever comes out, like Meg says one thing, and then Kelsey kind of contradicts everything she said. And then now this witness comes out and he kind of contradicts everything. It's like, is everybody y'all bring up contradicts what the last person before just said. So it only creates more and more and more confusion about what's actually going on in this case.
You know what's the most like craziest shit where they really never had a case from the beginning, because like you said, everything from the beginning, from the prosecutor, everything that people have said after the prosecution has been like prosecution opening statement has been a contradiction.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they had the witness testimony from the jump, which was probably the most credible source outside of like EJ because he wasn't drinking. And they had a lot of the information already because he admitted to that. Like, unless y'all think he Kelseying it up, he admitted to that. And they still tried to make this like thing where like, oh, he said dance, bitch, dance. Like, you got to realize they said this in their opening statement and they knew that these was going to be testimonies after. So it's like these niggas from the jump, like I said on Twitter, I feel like they've been trying to hang Tory for whatever reasons, but it don't make sense. But if you look at them opening statements and know what that witness is gonna say, you gotta look at that. It's like, bro, these niggas is crazy. And it may even speak to why that DA got off the she no longer on the case, which is the weirdest thing ever because it's like only 2 days left and now she off the case.
What do you mean she's off the case?
Supposedly they changed the DA.
No, they go multiple people sit there.
But wait, what? Oh,
they got like a team of people. Like one guy might cross, and she
because
he was questioning her. But if you go down to the tweets of when they brought the officer back on, she was going at the officers.
Okay,
after lunch, she came back on like, okay, I'm gonna do the like maybe they like, okay, this is a big case. Because you focus on XYZ witness when they're up there, you cross them, and I'll do when you do. Because it says right here in cross Deputy DA Kathy Ta asked Stogner, who's the detective who came on after the Kelly guy. So, talk to him. Meg also mentioned some talk about money being offered by Tory. Asked how Meg was in the phone interview. The detective said she was very calm, somber, and would say upset about the entire situation. So, the thing too is like, if you have this witness testimony, if you have this witness saying, like I said, if the initial thing the witness told y'all was, oh yeah, I saw these people fighting, I saw a gun flash go off from the girl, and then I did see the guy shooting again. Once you hear that, I saw the muzzle flash go off by the girl first. Won't you be like, okay, yeah, Tory could be a suspect because he did shoot the gun. You're telling me that, but also this girl needs to be a suspect as well.
Never made a suspect. Never really did research. With
a lot of people who are like, I don't say pro Tory, but like, leaning to the Tory side of what actually happened. Would y'all felt better about it if they would at least had both them as suspects rather than just Tory? Because we're like, okay, maybe y'all being fair. Maybe y'all really trying to figure out what happened. Yada yada yada.
Interesting conversation at that point, because it's like, well, now who had the bigger motive, and that Tory career getting shamed, or Meg and Kelsey having a problem because she been sleeping behind her best friend back for the second time in a row, allegedly, possibly 3 times.
Yeah.
So come on, it just make more sense. And like I said, it just comes off as nasty from the prosecution, because guess what? The defense first question was, did you hear dance bitch dance? No. Kelsey even said she never heard that. So I don't know if did they ask her that in the testimony in September? Did she hear dance bitch dance?
I don't remember. I ain't hear him bring that up. I don't remember the
It
answer to that or not.
just
I ain't hear him bring it up.
I don't know, man. It sounded a little crazy, but how do you feel from everything the witness said? If he's not lying, how do you feel about it? Like Kelsey shot first, Tory shot in the air, they was jumping her.
See, this is the thing too. So this is the thing about having so many people in the courtroom. Feels like they're interpreting everything differently. One person I watched, this lady, she said whenever the guy, or he said that he was shooting violently, right? I heard somebody else say he said he shot in the air. They said like when she was demonstrating what he was doing on stage, she said he was like this, boom, boom, like just like going crazy shooting, right? This was one lady I saw was talking about it. So it's like, was he shooting in the air? Or did he shoot in the air and then he was shooting around like crazy? That's two different things. But like I said, the Milagro girl said that the guy said shooting in the air, right? So it's like he's motioning this shit, but then these people are saying in the air. So if he's just shooting in the air, let's take it what he said, shooting in the air. And it's like, yeah, the likelihood that he shot in the air, the bullet went into the sky, hit the ground, shrapnel to hit Meg, highly unlikely. Highly unlikely.
So most likely it was the first person who shot.
Yeah, most likely it was the first person that shot.
And then what?
But the thing about that is we can. I think the only damning thing, especially in court, is like him saying like, "Oh, I saw a muzzle flash by the girls first. I can't confirm." But when he says like, "I saw the gun in his hand," I feel like for a jury they look at that a little bit different because you're actually saying you saw a gun in this person's hand rather than just a flash.
No, they asked clearly, "Did you see Kelsey shoot?" And he said yes.
No. He didn't say, "Did you see her shoot?" He's like, I'm not saying I seen somebody shoot. He said, "I just saw a flash." But he definitely said he saw Tory shoot. Like
he said, from what the reports of what I heard, they said, and it was multiple people in that room when she did the report today. It was like 4 people in the room confirming what she said today. Then they asked that, and he said, "Yes, I seen Kelsey shoot."
That's what I'm saying. So many fucking people because this lady just saying,
that, this was what she reported right before lunch.
I'm reading this thing. Yeah. He said, "I believe I saw the girl shoot first, but he didn't know she had a gun at the time. I believed it was fireworks." He said,
that's basically saying Senior had a gun.
I said that they were both shooting, Kelly said. Then he says, the girl, Kelly said, they were all fighting. The shorter guy was pushing the girls, yada, yada, yada. But then he said, "Did you see the short guy with that gun in his hand?" He says, "Yes." Then everyone started beating one girl, and Kelly said to me, "It appeared they were going to throw her in the river." I guess that's when they went over there. And
so did he say he seen him shooting in the air? Because he just jumped straight to they jumping on her.
I said there. This is what I'm saying. Like these people tweeting and then Milagro speaking. Milagro said that he said they were shooting. No, not her.
You said one other lady said that.
What's the name? The lawyers for work.
Both
and another lady who works for the Dennis Byron guy. She said that he said Tory was shooting in the air.
And then this person just said it jumped straight to the jumping shit. And if that's the case,
it's all over the fucking place.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like if anybody has been like fucking around, it's the prosecution, man. It's the prosecution. They've been trying to do all this blaming and talking about have this person talked to the witness, have this person talked to this person. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that's how the prosecution covered out because it's just certain shit. It's just like it wouldn't even make sense like for Tory to start shooting after he got the gun, unless he really felt like Kelsey was still gonna damage Megan to some degree or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. But do you think Kelsey, if she did shoot those 2 shots, did you think she's trying to murder her?
I doubt. Like I said, drunk motherfuckers. I don't fucking know what the fuck they was trying to do. Like it's like, hold on, I'm reading something. My bad.
No, you good. Well, no, I didn't expect the witness to throw this much shade into the conversation, but that jumping her shit, I really don't feel like that's what happened. I really feel like that's when they were trying to pick her up And if
Yeah,
you
I feel like
ever
they're trying
picked
to get.
up a
I feel like
drunk
they're trying to.
person,
I feel like they're just trying to get in the car. When you're trying to pick up people who are scuffling, this you kind of got to get a little bit physical. Not like physical where you fight them, but you got to kind of strong on them. Like, all right, come on, like, all right, damn.
yeah, if
Like I
they
don't need that really.
scuffling still, for sure, you definitely got to get physical. But even if I feel like, have you ever really tried to pick up a drunk person? Like that shit not easy, bro. You gonna struggle trying to pick up a drunk person that's dead weight. And Megan not no little girl, so even if it was three of them, Tory little and that other girl little, so it's really just the bodyguard. I feel like that would look kind of a certain way. It's like what they doing over there with her? Like, and
Yeah,
after what they seen, after what he seen, I'm pretty sure he thought that was just more kicking and fighting, but they whole time they wrestling trying to just get her up, and that could look a certain type of way from a distance, especially if like three people hovering over somebody that you feel like is a potential victim.
yeah.
But I will
It's a
say
shit
this
show.
case, the reason I kind of was joking about the prosecution because this does absolve Megan to a degree of um saying she seen Tory with the gun, so she probably thought he shot, but
Yeah, she
Megan
probably
had,
just turned
but
around and saw a nigga with the gun. Like, think about it. If she's on the ground with Kelsey and the gunshot goes off, maybe she didn't know Kelsey shot her, but then if she looks up and see Tory with a gun, like, this nigga got a gun. So it's like, I'm thinking he the one
she
who
had
shot
to
me.
make a statement to make me believe her then. Like, oh, I didn't know. Like, is she gonna back up? Is she gonna triple down at this point? Like, but I don't think she'll say anything. But I really don't believe that he solely had the gun and was shooting, especially if we can we find the sound of the gun? Because I
I don't
don't
know that.
feel
I
like
don't know how did that guy hear that audio.
because this is the thing, like if listen to like his timeline, right? They're fighting. What's the name goes around because he initially said when the initial shots went off, was Tory still in the car? He said yes. So when Kelsey went to go get the gun, she started shooting. Tory then gets out. Is that enough time for him to get out, wrestle the gun from her, and then still match that shooting pattern? I don't. I wouldn't think so. I don't think so. And then he ended up saying that they were all outside of the car,
Yeah.
and that's when the defense was trying to question, like, was he inside of the car? Was he outside of the car? And I don't know. I think he ended up going with he in the car, but regardless of the fact, I don't know if that's enough time. Even if he was outside of the car, I don't know him running around, wrestling the gun, then shooting it. And my thing is like, how many times did he see the muzzle flash go off? How many times did he see when that muzzle flash went off initially? How many bullets did he hear? We need certain questions like that, like because he seen the muzzle go off. He had to hear the gunshots initially. So when you seen him closer to the women, how many did you hear? Because we got 5 on record.
If there's 5, and if he says he saw Tory shoot 4 times, then I guess the first one would be Kelsey shoot once, and then Tory shoot 4. That would be the
But they
5.
said it was boom, 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 boom. It's like that's just like that. He took the gun like he's Superman, like they've been joking.
That's what that Byron guy said. There's no way possible that multiple people could have shot that gun. So if you were to believe that, and then to believe this guy saying he saw Tory with a gun, and he saw Tory shoot, then that would make you think that he would be the only shooter. That would, if that all lined up, how
I mean, it
from
wouldn't
what the
make me
guy said.
think that because he clearly said he seen the girl shoot.
But I'm saying if you're saying if it's fast, right? And he said he saw the gun by the girl, or he saw the flash by the girl, but he saw Tory shoot 4 more times after that. If you was to line all that up, obviously it would have been Tory shot close by them first, and then shot 4 more times. If the thing you believe is that Tory was the only one that shot, or if it was to be that fast, because there's no way that Kelsey could have the gun and Tory got the gun that fast.
But he
Is
that's
what I'm
what.
saying.
But he said
Because if you said pow 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 pow, if Tory shot 4, by that speed he would have had the gun the whole time. Is what I'm saying.
yeah, we'll be making up some shit then in that case because he said Toy was still in the car when the girl went around to go get the gun, essentially, which he thought was fireworks and shot. So it's like we're gonna take out like the fact that he can't be that fast. We're gonna take out the fact that he seen the shoot. I guess you'd be like he may have thought it was her, but that's just weird, bro. That's just weird when he clearly seen her fighting, bro. Like, I just don't understand how nobody's like story has like fully made sense at this point. Besides, I guess EJ's. It's honestly frustrating, bro. Because this was the one I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have it. It's gonna be nailed in the coffin. Once this witness come up.
Yeah, that was gonna be either it's gonna be fried or it's gonna be lights out. But now it's more confusion than ever.
It don't even make sense no more, bro.
Because he's saying Bot also got out Kelly more details about the girl he believes he saw shooting. He said, I see what appears to be a girl shooting into the car. Then when the shorter guy was on the girl on the ground, he was yelling just a torrent of abuse. Bot played home surveillance audio of the shots. Kelly testified about the shorter guy. He was, like I said, shooting. Afterward, the woman on the ground was kicking all the time. She was crawling and stumbling across the road. Deputy DA Alexander Bott began by asking Kelly about the 911 call. He didn't report a woman shooting. He reported a group beating on a woman. Kelly said the shorter guy was very agitated and had his arms outstretched. He was firing everywhere. So he's definitively saying that he saw Tory firing everywhere. That's what this thing is saying.
How the fuck she shooting to the car and ain't no bullets in the car? How the fuck somebody shoot to a car
This
and
guy,
ain't no
maybe he
bullets
was
in the
drunk that
car?
night, man. Maybe he was drunk. I don't know. Because he said he saw the girl shooting to the car, but he also says he saw Tory shooting everywhere. Once again,
It'll be
who
clear
knows what
bullets
the fuck
in
is
the
going
car.
on.
If that's the case, they was in a shootout. From what you just described, I heard a shootout.
There was multiple
She
guns.
shot
Where's
to
the other
the
gun
car.
at? Where's the other gun at?
They threw it somewhere.
But when they found different shell casings, though?
I guess so. I guess that's true too. But how the fuck you see somebody shooting in the car and ain't no fucking bullets in the car? Or like, and I don't mean in the car, I mean like on the side, like in like penetrated into the car. Glass broken from that shit. Like, come on, bro. Something about this nigga ain't right. Something about this nigga ain't right. It's been some such shit with everybody. It's been such shit with everybody, bro.
Let me ask
I don't
you
know
this.
if this shit just
They saying
Hollywood or what.
with this, they saying this is a little bit damning, right? They saying it's a little bit, damning just because the guy confirming that he saw Tory Lanez spraying everywhere, right? So there's a little bit, negligent firing, whatever. So now they're claiming possibly Tory may need to take the stand. What do you think about that? Because if he take the stand,
I've been said he
got to say that Kelsey did it. He got at that point he has to. If this guy saying Kelsey shot and then Tory got the gun from her, whatever, he has to go on the stand and say Kelsey shot first. I grabbed the gun. And my assuming what his story be is I grabbed the gun. I thought if I shot into the air, it would scare everybody and they would stop. That's the only way I can see that playing out. But then, like, what is the prosecution asking? All right, so it's like when you get Tory up there, everything's open now. Because you remember now they're saying that how Tory was saying when Tory said, "Oh, I'll be out $1 million. Chill. I'm on probation." They're saying the lawyer brought that up, right? So they have room now to find this thing. It's called like a diversion or something like that, which he didn't have probation technically. But if you ever been arrested, maybe when you was a little kid and maybe even as an adult, like we won't charge you, we ain't gonna put you on probation, but you just can't get in trouble for like 90 days or something like that, right? So they say he has a diversion. Like, he ain't on probation, but he do got something that say he can't get in no trouble or he'll get in trouble, actually. So they'll be able to bring that up. They're gonna bring up him getting into fight with that Love Hip Hop guy. They're gonna bring up the August Alsina shit. So now they're trying to like characterize him as a violent person,
which is he really not supposed to be able to do.
Yeah, but that's now they've opened the door into, I guess, his character, his everything that has to do with him, violent past, everything that ever had Tory doing violently. They said they're gonna bring up his lyrics that are misogynistic, that promote violence. They're gonna ask him about his gun tattoos on. Like, what does a gun tattoo have to do with actually shooting a gun? Like that's a little
I guess
sus.
it's
Like,
get
okay.
back. It's they big get back for Megan, but at the end of the day, Megan lied about stuff that actually had to do with the trial. It ain't really have anything to do with outside stuff. Like, this her sleeping with her sleeping with other men that just so happened to be connected. What happened with her and her best friend? That's all. Honestly, the reason why Meg character got on trial is because it happened to be involved with the trial. None of that stuff is involved with the trial, so they technically shouldn't be allowed to talk about it. But
well, I guess they're trying to paint a narrative that Tory always has angry outbursts. He's always upset. He's always violent. So it isn't out the realm of the possibility for him to be violent once again. But I know you shouldn't be able to do that. It's like, I feel like it's called something in the court of law. I just can't put my finger on what it's actually called.
So my thing,
that's the reason they're doing that, I guess.
My thing is like, so Meg and Kelsey just display acts of violence too. So what are we saying at this point?
Well, they're not on trial.
But my thing is he cannot be. We're gonna say what they saying. Violent people can shoot people, right? Well, he wasn't the only violent person on scene, so reasonable doubt is my thing. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, okay.
Like, if you gonna say there's a violent person there. Well, were there other violent people there? Was he the only one capable of shooting? That's a question. That's a
the question,
reasonable question.
what they're doing, the question you have to do is this a one-time occurrence or is this a pattern? They're trying to establish a pattern of behavior. Like if you could go and find me multiple times and make stand me arrested for violence, then I guess that's what you can have. But their thing is not that he just was violent that night. He's violent always. That's what they're trying to establish.
I guess
that's the difference between those two things. Like, yeah, they was all violent that night, but the thing with this guy Tory is he seems to be violent all the time to the point where he's getting arrested multiple times. That's what I think they're trying to hammer home with.
Well, did he get arrested?
Huh?
He got arrested for the August
Alcine. A bunch of people. August Alcine, he got in trouble for that. He got in trouble. He settled with the Love and Hip Hop guy who he punched in the face. He had another thing that happened. He had a couple like little run-ins with the run-ins with the law. So that's what they're trying to hammer home for him. Because even that August Alsina thing, that's what made him have to go on house arrest before the trial started. So they, okay, you out here, you wilding out, you punch people in the face, you attack people, you got to go sit down before trial starts. So
I guess I just think if his story is the truth and it makes sense, that would overshadow anything they got to say. I mean,
the best thing to do is just to follow what the guy said. Like, oh yeah, Kelsey shot and then I grabbed the gun and I shot too, but I don't know. But like, that's my thing. Admitting that you were shooting, does that put you at culpability for the shot at Megan? Because how can we determine if Kelsey did it or you did it while you shooting? Because Kelsey's obviously was closer if Kelsey was one that shooting while they was tussling, but you're the one that's on trial. Kelsey has immunity. Ain't nothing gonna happen to her. So you admitting that you actually pulled that trigger on that gun, pretty much you admitting you pulled that trigger, wipes away all that DNA experts saying that, oh, if his DNA was on here, then his would have been on there. So that wipes all that shit away. And then now you just confirm that you had a gun.
Talking about the jury though. You gotta like
he's confirmed to the jury that he shot this gun. And his whole defense is he didn't shoot the gun. So now he's gonna say that I shot the gun.
Yeah, I mean, it'll make the jury would have to believe he had a reason to shoot the gun after Kelsey shot the gun. Like it's just one to shoot at Meg. Like that's just a little crazy. Like even the fact that he shot the gun is like, did he shoot Megan is the thing he's on trial for. Like the judge is for him to do the other shit.
I'm saying they don't know if his bullet shot
Come
Meg,
on,
but all they're hearing is that he shot the gun. So like, okay,
if he didn't have a reason to get into the, I mean, I guess you could. Maybe you say that the jumping shit was the reason that he might have been angry as well. They say he was screaming and shit like that. I guess somebody could take that out of context, but I think like the dude said, he was in the car while they was fighting. Once he started shooting, he got out, and that's when he was irate. But I still don't think.
But that don't make no sense either, because that would mean that there's no way he had a gun. If you're saying the shot happened while they was on the ground, he wasn't even out the car. He would have to be flashed.
That's what he said.
To hop out the car. That's what I'm saying though. But like from the audio, he would have had to hop out the car so quickly to grab the gun. And I don't know where they was at. Because maybe they was on the driveway from where he would have to run out the car, grab the gun, and shoot like within 2 seconds of the first shot going off.
Bro, he said he seen Kelsey shoot the gun, bro. I'm not dropping that, bro. I'm not dropping that. Like,
yeah, he said they was both shooting.
So my thing is, however it happened some way. But if we acknowledge that Kelsey shot first, most likely we can say that's who shot at Megan, but we can't. Let's say we can't. That's an unreasonable doubt. But my thing is, the motive is clearly between Megan and Kelsey. Like, if we're going to be delusional, if the jury going to be delusional, all right, I get it. They're delusional. But I'm not about to sit up here and act like that makes sense, because Tory now going to go fight for the gun, and he going to get some shots off at Megan too and not hit her. Like, come on, bro. Most likely, like the dude said, he was shooting in the air. Now people want to miscontext that shit and make it seem like he was shooting sporadically.
Well, what I just read, they said he was shooting everywhere.
I don't know. Everywhere in the air. He didn't say at Megan. He didn't say at the woman. Did he say that? So that's my thing.
That could be why he missed, because he was shooting everywhere. And one bullet while he was shooting everywhere just hit the ground and the shrapnel hit him in the foot.
But my thing.
But I wonder, do you have to prove felony assault? Do you have to prove intent? Because that's where you get the negligent discharge of the firearm.
I get that point that you bringing up, but when he say shooting everywhere, and I heard somebody else say he shot in the air, I'm assuming that they weren't nowhere near the person, because I would believe even if it was in the vicinity to make it miss and hit her, he would have said he shot at Megan. If it was close enough to hit and penetrate her feet, he would have said he shot at Megan. So saying
Well,
everywhere,
they're just shooting and they're just shooting. Maybe he's shooting everywhere. He's shooting over here. He's shooting at the car. He's shooting at the house. He's shooting at the air, the ground. So it's like
that shit's fucking
it's different.
unreasonable.
When
You
you say
got to
I'm
think about,
when
are we
you,
gonna
when
forget
you, when
about
you
the
say you're
gunshots
shooting,
that how it went off?
when you say you're shooting at somebody, that mean that like you're shooting them. But if you're shooting everywhere, he's shooting everywhere.
Nigga, he had 3 shots and then 2 shots went off. So you telling me he did? Like, come on, bro. Ain't nobody that fucking fast. Like, that's some crazy fucking scenario. It was 3 consecutive rounds followed by 2 consecutive ones.
Everything would make sense. It's too fast, right? Because it wouldn't even make sense for Kelsey to have the gun and Tory have the gun. Because that's what the thing is. How do you go from one person to one person when the shots were so sporadic in order, right? They were like, it wasn't like boom, Kelsey shot. Oh shit, Tory gets out the gun. He wrestles the gun for a couple like 30 seconds go by. Then he on the car. Then he shoot. That makes it like it goes boom, 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 boom. Tory ain't that goddamn fast. So
and shooting everywhere. That don't sound like shooting everywhere. Those are concise shots. You shooting in 2 directions. 3 shots in 2 directions. You're not gonna be like, bro, nobody shoots like that with a semi-automatic, bro. That's just stupid. No one's going to
from
fan
Canada.
their
I don't know
hand.
how they shoot up there.
No one's going to fan their hand and shoot 3 consecutive shots, then fan their hand again and shoot 2 consecutive shots. That's just. It was either somebody shot directly in the air 3 times, or somebody shot at the person or in a specific direction a few times, bro. But come on, bro.
He was blasting, man.
Like
the guy just said he was going crazy, man. He said going everywhere, man.
That wouldn't match the sound of that damn gun. I know that goddamn much. Like they trying to make this shit seem like some superhero shit, and I ain't falling for it. The witness a little phony. Everybody a little phony, bro. I don't trust nobody at this point, bro.
It says discharging a firearm in a grossly negligent manner, which can result in injury or death to a person. So like I said, they can't confirm or deny where the shots went, but I feel like if they could just say he shot the gun and this person got hit and Kelsey's not on trial, there's like maybe they deduct that story. But like I said, I don't know if you can really make that deduction because, like I said, you can't really prove that those shots he shot were the ones that hit her. So like I'm still on the fence of reasonable doubt. Like I don't know if that's enough, but I don't know what the jury's. I don't know what the jury's even thinking right at this point. I don't know. The jury might already have a verdict in their mind. Like, oh shit, he shot. Okay, the witness said he shot the gun. I don't know where he shot it. He said everywhere. So I'm deducting that possibly everywhere could mean he shot Megan. So I don't know what the jury's thinking. I'm thinking I wouldn't fucking know by what they said.
I'm pissed off this ain't on TV because it ain't got shit to do with criminal. Because it ain't got shit to do with criminal. Because what's the name shit on? And that's a criminal case.
Who?
Young Thug and shit. They watching that shit.
Yeah, I'm watching that motherfucker.
That's what it's like. So it don't even make sense.
I think certain courtrooms, certain states just allow certain shit. Like,
fuck y'all.
Like, I watched the whole like Ahmaud Arbery trial, and that was in Atlanta. So like I think they're cool with like cameras in the courtroom and shit like that. I guess LA ain't got cameras because even like in that same, isn't it crazy in that same building, right? You had this case going on, you had the Nipsey Hussle case going on, and you had the Harvey Weinstein case going on, all at the same fucking time in this one courtroom, and ain't none of them bitches on TV in Hollywood. Come on, man.
Block the chat.
We got a sexy private photo here. Hold on, here we go. Block you.
But
yeah, we got all these trials going in the same courtroom. Ain't none of them hoes on TV. So, like I said, witness comes. I thought when he came on, it was gonna be slam dunk. We're gonna know what's going on. We're gonna have a better understanding. But now he done made it even more goddamn muddy. Because they say the shot so damn fast, but then he said the muzzle clash came from Kelsey. How'd the gun go from Tory? Did she like audible that bitch? Like, fuck Tory, I can't get the shot off. You get it. Like, grab it, start going. Like, how'd it happen so fast? That's where because he says he saw Tory with a gun in his hand. Like, he could, like, the guy said, did you see Tory Lanez with a gun in his hand? He said, yes.
But the thing is, he said he didn't see a gun either, though. He was like, well, I didn't see the gun.
Well, he said he didn't see a gun when the muzzle flash initially went off. But then he said
it after too.
Let me see. He
said he seen him shoot, but he didn't necessarily see the gun, bro. And that's my thing. I feel like maybe they were still fighting and he didn't see the woman because supposedly that was on the other side of the car at that point. But I don't know how close they was to the car. I don't know how far they was out in the street. They made him draw a picture of where the car was, but I wish he would have had to draw some more pictures of other things because that would have made things a lot more clearer too.
Yeah. So where's that part at where that nigga asked him if he saw Tory with the gun?
Because when he said, because when he said a lot of things, bro. What about when he said that the bodyguard and Tory was jumping the girl, and this was before he was talking about them getting Megan.
Yeah, that's when he wrote. That's when he rolled over. So the line of questioning was, still after all this, Kelly repeatedly testifies that he believes the woman fired the first shot. I believe I saw the girl shoot first, but he didn't know she had a gun in her hand at the time. So he's claiming at the time he didn't know she had a gun. He thought it was fireworks. I believed it was fireworks. Then he said, I said they were both shooting, Kelly said. Then Tory's lawyer asked who was the first shooter. The girl. Kelly said, but they were all fighting. The shorter guy was pushing and fighting both girls. Everyone was fighting, even the driver. That's when Tory's lawyer asked Kelly, sir.
When though? Like after the shots or before the shots?
Well, I guess let's go in the line of question because they said who you saw first. He said the girl, and then Kelly said, but they were all fighting. So what it sounds like to me is Kelly said he saw the muzzle flash come from the girl, but they all were fighting. So he's claiming on, and just in this part, I don't know what Milagro said, I don't know what Lloyd Fork said, but in this line of question, if this is all within the same span,
that's what she said too.
I said that they were both shooting. Magani said that he saw the girl shoot first, but they were all fighting. So this was implied that Tory didn't hop out the car. This was implied they were all fighting when the gun went off at first.
Yeah, and that's when the defense asked again. He had to re-ask that. He was like, "Did you see Tory in the car when the shots first went off? Because that's what you told us."
Yeah, see, this lady.
Why you being honest?
This lady isn't putting nothing about the.
Yeah, she giving the highlights. No, Milagro mentioned all that you said, but she also said that they ended up bringing it up again.
Oh, my camera cut off. Yeah, she didn't put the other. She didn't say nothing else about the muzzle flash or what happened here or there.
Man, this is special, bro. Let's go. We can click through some Milagro. Let's click through some Milagro shit for a little bit. Little 5 minutes to dissect what she said, man. We could put it on the screen. We've been talking about it so goddamn much.
Hold on. I can't put her up there. She biased.
Nah, bro. We're just trying because she said what he said, but it's going to some more stuff, I feel like.
I gotta put it on the iPad. I can't put it on the whatchamacallit. I gotta find a wire real quick. You can pull that up.
All right,
it's
man.
It's gonna echo the audio. Where the fuck is that cord? Keep talking to the people though.
All right, man. This shit is absolutely fucking ridiculous. From the jump, the prosecution is fucking ass. And I feel like the case should be thrown out just because the reason of doubt that they was trying to create, the narrative that they was trying to create is a clear, well, I mean, you can't call it a clear lie, but it's clearly not as clear drawn as they made it seem. They tried to make it seem like they had a case that was just cut and dry, but when you hear all the witnesses and stuff like that, bro, this shit is fucking beyond crazy. And for that alone, they fried. And it should have been dropped, but I don't know. I do think Tory needs to go ahead and get on stand. I've been feeling that though. And yeah, they can ask that certain shit.
Oh shit. All right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull it up on here, but shit, hold on. But you're gonna have to be like on mute because if you talk and it talk at the same time, it's gonna echo. So whenever you want me to pause, you're gonna like put your hand up, be like, all right, pause it real quick so I can interject. Right. So let me pull this up. Let me pull this shit up real quick. Why is that going on? Is there something? There's no buttons even being pressed. Why the fuck is it doing that? All right, so here. You said Milagro, right?
Yeah, it was I think it was like the third, it was like the, let me see. It was the one that was like the first one from today when she started talking about him. Let me see. It was the
lunch up from probably the ones from lunch, right?
Yeah, it was the second one that's on there, I think. Yeah, it was the second one when she first get into it.
All right, boom, here we go. Let's pull it up. Share system audio, screen 2, share. All right, let me know if y'all can hear this.
He was talking about. He said she got into the passenger side.
I can hear that? Okay.
of the car, and they were still fighting. They said she just kept kicking. Yeah, so I'm imagining her just kicking Kelsey. He said all I was seeing was her legs kicking her. And they said, for how long? He said, I don't know, several minutes. He said, I was still on the balcony. He said, and nothing was in my way. Like I could see them. He said, I could see them from the top. I wasn't looking directly at them eye to eye, but I could see them basically. They said, did one female leave? He said, no. He said, I saw one girl go to the car, and then I saw what I thought was fireworks. But now I know that it was a muzzle flash. So that's what he said. He saw a muzzle flash. They said at the same time, he said Tory got out and was yelling. He said he got out and as they yelled, and then all four of them was right there. And he kept saying this was happening so fast, So he said he got out of the passenger side of the car. Is what the side he said Tory got out. He said, then I saw flashes, I saw gunfire. He said that he had spoken to police about 3 times.
See, that don't you could let me make this small quick. That wouldn't make sense because like I said, is that the line? Is that the timeline they're talking about? Because him to say that she went back to the car, he saw a muzzle flash, then Tory and them got out the car and started fighting again. That would dispel the pow because it couldn't have happened that fast.
Yeah.
Because
even if he said it happened so fast.
He said they started fighting and then the shots started going again. So that would be at least like maybe 30 seconds after, maybe 40 seconds after. So like that timeline just don't even make too much fun.
Yeah, and they said they was close together. So did she shoot at the ground, like close by, and maybe not her walking off or something like that? But you know, hear me?
I get you.
Oh, okay. The thing that he also said, the reason it was happening so fast, I feel like him saying it was happening so fast, if he seen or thought Tory was shooting, maybe that they were fighting for the gun steal and Tory didn't really have clear possession of the gun. And that's when the other shots went off, I feel like. And that's why it looked like it was wild or something, because he was still wrestling, maybe falling and shit like that while grabbing the gun from the girl. Like, and maybe that's why it looked wild.
That's very imaginative of you to shoot him.
Because he said she said that they were still fighting after the initial shots went off. And they was close together. I'm just saying, like, from what he said. That's all I'm hearing.
All right, let's see what else you guys say.
He said it was a lot of cops that he spoke to, and he spoke to a sergeant, the DA, and the investigator, and then a prosecutor's investigator. They said, you saw the muzzle flash? He said, yes. And then they said, where? He said, I saw the muzzle flash closer to the girls. They said, is that the same lady that you saw fighting the one who the flash went off by? Yeah. They said, and she was just kicking. He said, I heard the gun go off, and it was still fighting. He said, eventually, the girl, and this is what they said, he said, the girl that got beat up crawled and went across the street. So if everybody that think that Kelsey got beat the fuck up,
that don't make sense. Megan got beat up?
Beat up and shot. She the victim, man.
She got beat up by somebody, but that girl was just kicking the shit out of Megan.
She should be in prison. But let me see what she said. Let's see what she said.
Oh, foot bigger.
He said that baby girl, big ass, she got beat the fuck up. So they said, did you hear dance bitch? He said no, he did not hear that. They said you were interviewed about who had the gun, and you were asked, how many people had it. He said 2 people had the gun. That's what he said. He said who had it initially. He said the girl. I only saw flashes from the girl, but they was all fighting.
Who was fighting with the other girl?
Okay, and then and I'm gonna put the camera on this young lady right here so she can tell y'all when I get through, she can give y'all her perspective. After the flash, they said Tory was shouting and everybody was fighting. They was just making a lot of noise. They said, did you see the gentleman run to her? And he said, no, he ain't run. He got out the car. And so, that he kind of walked over. He wasn't running like that. So there was a couple of objections, and they felt like the defense was leading him. So he had to rephrase his questions. They said, did you say that the person who the muzzle flash went off by was the one with the gun? And they showed him his statement, and he said, yes, that's what I said. They said, who did you describe the shooter to be when you spoke with everybody? He said, one of the girls. They said, did you see the shorter guy do anything with the girl who was shot? And then, did you get an answer to that question? Because they moved on. Because it was a whole bunch. When I tell you the prosecution was like, objection.
They end up asking him, did you see the shorty guy try to take the gun away after the female?
Then I do have it right.
And he said yes.
Perfect. So when they said, did you see him do anything with the girl who got shot? There was an objection. And so he rephrased the question. He said, didn't you say that the shorter guy tried to take the gun from the girl? He said, yes. They said, then the flashes came from him. Mm-hmm. So I want to remind you guys of how it sounded when they played those gunshots. It went like this. Pop, 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 pause, pop, pop. From day one, when we heard that shit, I said, you know what, that sounds like a struggle. Yeah. And now it's starting to align with the fact that somebody fired that weapon and there was something, a pause, and it went off 2 more times, okay? That is my speculation, obviously. They said, then the flashes came from him. He said they were all fighting, so I assumed that it was him who fired the gun. So they read the statement, and he said, "Sir, did you say that after the female did the?"
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. It's like he said he assumed, but then in the thing they say he said he saw him with the gun shooting everywhere. It's I don't fucking know, man. Honestly, like this case is it'll be over soon, man. It's all over soon.
He said he would argue. He seen him fight for the gun. Yeah, I
We'll
know
see.
I'm frustrated.
If he testifies, then they're gonna open a can of worms. They're gonna try to get him. Who knows if they're gonna be able to get him or not. I say still don't testify. Now I know it could be a little tricky. This guy just said you had the gun in your hand. Maybe you wanna go up there and kind of, tell him what happened, but this shit flickering like a hoe.
I want to know on my screen.
All right. But anyways,
I want to know why they ain't asked like how many times you hear, how many gunshots you heard went off.
is it pow pow pow? Pause, pow pow.
No, I said I want to. They didn't ask him that though.
No. It's a lot of hubbub. It's a lot of bullshit going on with this damn case.
Because he didn't even. He said he seen the girl shoot multiple times. It wasn't even that. Like you said, oh, she shot one time and then Tory got the rest of the four off. It was like she probably shot 2 or 3 times, and then whatever happened after. But I don't know, bro. I'm just saying it is. Even from his shit, I don't believe all that Tory was shooting wild in the air shit even is valid still.
Why not?
Because he said they was fighting for the gun. Fighting for the gun. And depending on what Tory say, if he does say, I wanted to ask this earlier, bro. Tory never gave a statement. Tory never made a statement.
Don't seem like it. Honestly, they ain't bring up this no statement.
That's crazy.
So it's like, what's the, what's the fucking story? I thought we're still never gonna have the story. It don't matter. If Tory get up there tomorrow and he said Kelsey shot, and he'd have like, so like, when you ask Tory, hey, did you shoot the gun? Right? Did you shoot the gun? The witness says that the shot came closest to Kelsey, but he saw you shooting the gun as well. Did you shoot the gun? Does he discredit that witness? That I never shot. What is he talking about? I never shot the gun. Does he deny it? So what happens if Tory denies
it? Would probably be I ain't gonna lie. That'd probably be the best thing. Cause like I ain't shoot that. He probably
so then he denies it, then we can't really believe what the witness is saying.
Exactly. And I'm saying that'd be the smartest thing. I don't know. I want him to tell the truth, but that would be the smartest thing because now the witness, because you could basically, it depends what he would say, what happened though. It's like, no, I never shot the gun. I was wrestling for it and her hand was in the air. I had her arm and the gun went off again. Like if he say some shit like that, then maybe he could get off on some shit like that. I feel like that'd be like, if that's the truth, obviously that's the best thing. But even if he lying, or whatever the fuck, he just want to create unreasonable doubt. That's probably be the smartest thing. But like, hell no, I ain't do it, of course. But it would also depend on everything else that he said. Like to me, depending on if it's gonna be a lie or not. Like, does it match up with any of what other people said? Like, was he in the car? Where was he? What were you at when the first shot went off?
My thing too is like this. Like at this point, like we got a witness saying this shit. He's saying both people shot. As a prosecutor, like I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. We finding this damn bodyguard. Everybody. If Tory Lanez gets on the stand, and this is the third person that was there speaks, the fourth motherfucker that was there, he goes. Even if he muddies up shit, even if he muddies it up more than it's already muddied up. Nah, where is Jaquan? Whatever. Where's he at? He's talking because the guy said the girl's fighting. He got out the car and entered the fray of them fighting. Right. And it's not like that happened before they started shooting. So it's like, okay, we need you to come out here and say what happened.
You know what's so crazy about this shit? He's technically an accessory to a crime.
The bodyguard or the witness?
He would have been an accessory. He drove off. He put them in the car and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
He would have been an accessory. He should be in court at minimum. When you said that, it just clicked in my mind. Like, even if he on Tory's side, whoever's side, like, he knows something and he was going to help them get away with it.
Like, where have you ever seen a trial where the people that were there, actually there's only 4 people that were in that witness, so 5 people. And also, I don't know how old the son is, but shit, he said the son was there. Bring his ass in there too. What the fuck did he see?
I think he got his son out for there because he said he told his son to go get in the bed.
Okay, so yeah, get out of here, son. But like, yeah, okay, you got this witness, you got all these people. Where's the bodyguard? Now, unless they be like, well, we tried to reach him and we don't know. Have they even? Because they've said that Meg's bodyguard was missing, right? So they had
Technically, that's a lie.
him. I'm saying like missing as far as like he's lined up supposed to testify and he's nowhere to be found. They didn't even said about this Jaquan guy if they want him to testify, if he's on the list. If he's not, we can't find him. That's why he isn't testifying. They even said that. Like, y'all just saying fuck that. A witness who's literally there is not going to testify. That don't make no damn sense. Why is he not testifying? Regardless
of perjury.
Regardless of whose side he testify on, why is you not there testifying?
Oh, I'm tripping. I'm thinking about the other bodyguard. But yeah, that's wild. It's wild. Because you got to think he inside this, he a part of the scuffle. Didn't he have GSR on him?
No, they said he didn't have GSR on him.
Oh, no GSR. But he was a part of the scuffle. They said he was aggressive. Like the witness said he was aggressive.
He said that they thought that they were about the three of them was about to kill Meg. And it was he said they were beating her up.
So if that's accessory,
that's assault,
if anything.
Like that's assault, like something.
So weird, bro. This
like
case
my thing
is
too.
So
The thing too was
weird,
like,
bro.
what did the witness originally tell y'all? Because as a prosecutor, the witness tells you guys, oh yeah, I saw the muzzle flash go by the girl, but I did like that. Let's just paint this picture. Let's say he said exactly like this. I saw the muzzle flash. I believe the muzzle flash went off by one of the girls first. I believe it did. And I did see the gun in the shorter guy's hand. Okay, she's a possibility. Obviously, Tory's a possibility. And then the three of them went over there and they beat the shit out of the one girl. That's assault. So you would think all these people be arrested and all these people be on trial, not just one person. At least three of them will be on trial right now.
Yep.
If they cared about really getting to everybody. Because just the fact that you said these three people went and jumped this girl who was shot. So y'all shot her and then y'all went and beat her ass. Why is everybody not in court right now? That don't make no damn sense.
The reason I believe it is because obviously they're railroading, but I think they lying. I think that's the clear reason why they're lying. Like all that would make sense to be like, of course, that's the logical thing. What you said make complete sense. It's not even a question, right? But why are they ducking putting that person on trial? Why are they ducking putting Kelsey? Why are they ducking charging? It has to be a reason because it makes no other sense for it not to be. So that's what be making me just be so gun ho. Like, bro, I can't.
Like the only reason I can see the only reason I can see why they didn't do that is when Megan came into the phone interview like 4 days later and saying like, oh yeah, Tory shot me and my friend. Like, unless Meg painted it as like, oh, nothing happened.
2 years.
I'm saying if they painted it as, oh, nothing happened, I just got the car and he started shooting at me. And she didn't bring up the bodyguard jumping on her ass and Kelsey beating her ass and the muzzle flash going off. But still, even if Meg don't say that, you have an eyewitness seeing what's going on. And Meg was drunk. So who would you do? Eyewitness, like he saw it.
Yeah. And her original testimony didn't say that, but obviously she did change that up. So
didn't say what?
That she got that all that happened. Like her original testimony to the cops was a lie. She said that. So even from the jump, it's like you can't just go off clearly what she said.
Well,
like,
I'm talking about the testimony in the car was a lie. Or when they met her like on the ground, but she called in like did the actual interview later on.
Yeah, and that's what I'm just saying. But at this point, everybody would have been a suspect. So it's like I can see from the jump that was what happened, but that didn't happen was from the jump. And even then, like you said, credibility of the witness. I'm just caping for Tory. I gotta be real with you.
There we go.
I mean, it's not really breaking news. Like, come on, bro.
We go.
It's pretty common sense.
I'm just trying to find the truth. Bryce is just trying to find a way for Tory. I'm trying to find the truth. You trying to find a way. You want to.
I'm not trying to find a way. I'm not trying to find a way. Only reason I'm on his side is because I think he's aligned with the truth. That's the only reason. And I'm taking a leap of faith now because more things lying in his favor.
But do you think it's easier for the people talking to be mixed in the word salad? It's easy to make Tory look like he's in the truth because he hasn't spoken yet. As soon as he take that stand and he starts speaking, because he ain't said shit the whole time. It's easy to dissect Meg and see she lied. Yeah, of course, y'all was fucking. We know that. It's easy to think Tory not lying because he ain't said shit. It's easy to do that.
Well, yeah. You're 100%.
Whoever's not talking is easy to kind of like, oh, he must be telling. He ain't said shit. So when he get up on that, if he does get on the stand and they start mixing his ass up, then it may look like he might be lying at some point. Like I said, I don't know. He could have not did shit at all. He could have, like I said, if he just shot in the air, sitting in the prison for 23 years for that is like, I think that's like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And even like the throwing the last charge in there, the negligence, yeah, that might be negligent. Let's say he's drunk, he's shooting in there. I can see, I gotta say that's negligent. But as a judge, we're gonna find you guilty of that. It's like, are we gonna do that? I don't know. We want to do that. Do we want to do that? I don't know.
It depends what he say, man. I really think he was fighting for the gun, and that's what happened. Like, I don't think it was a clear, like, he got off 2 clear shots. I think he was like, he probably rushed and grabbed the gun from her. She's still fighting. Like he said, they were still fighting once the initial shots went off. So it wasn't like he was the clear get the gun off. If she beat Megan ass, she's a pretty aggressive bitch.
The thing, if you think about it like this, I think about this too just now. And stop trying to put that violence on Meg, man. We know Tory violent.
No, I said the other girl. I said the other girl.
I'm just fucking with you.
But no, you heard what I said though.
I heard you say. What'd you say?
I said she beat up Megan, so it would have been easy to get her off of you after you fought for the gun. But go ahead.
So my thing is, also this take place. Say Meg and the girl are fighting, right? Let's say the muzzle flash didn't come from Kelsey. Let's say how they say the shots were too fast, or how Dennis Bryan said the shots are too fast for it to be 2 people. So Tory shooting at both of them? Why did what's his name not get hit? I mean, like I said, freak accidents happen where anomaly where maybe a bullet does miss Kelsey and she doesn't get shrapnel. But like, no, if her and Meg are on the ground, like you didn't get hit at all with nothing. Like y'all feet aren't entangled and no, like you said she was getting kicked, so like their feet are both near each other. I would assume like she can get hit with shit. It's kind of like, was he like you said? Was he if he was shooting at them? Because it would make more sense. Like I said, if Meg was just walking away and Tory was just shooting and there's nobody around but Meg, it makes sense why Meg's only gonna be hit. But if they're both fighting, he's shooting at them. Wouldn't the other girl possibly have a percentage chance of getting shot and she didn't get hit at all? It's like a little,
I had a question. When did this happen? What month did this happen?
July. I think maybe that's why he thought it was fireworks because July time. Maybe.
I'm gonna be pretty fucking perturbed.
Oh, I was about to say, Bryce said, I thought it was a firework.
I'm gonna be fucking upset if this would Tory be like, bro, it wasn't even a gun in the car.
Well, wouldn't that be a lie though?
No, the niggas thought it was a firework.
But they found a gun in the car. If Tory says it's not a gun, he's a
my bad. It's a gun.
Well, they found the gun. They found that bitch click.
Let me tell you why I got to that series of thoughts. Because he said the initial shot when the muzzle went off, the girls was close together.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, how did she not get shot even worse? I was like, was it some bullshit? Like, was it not some gun or some shit? Like, you know what I mean? That's why I thought that. But I forgot they found the gun, bro. Bro, my mind is so scrambled trying to figure this shit out. I'm trying to draw all type of conclusions, bro. And I just cannot fucking figure this shit out. Besides me thinking that Kelsey fucking got them shots off and Tory tried the rest of the gun and some more shots came off. Because what makes more sense to me, and I'll be done, if depending on whatever you got to say, his fingerprints wasn't really on the gun. So I think he'd mistood the little girl arm for the little dude arm. And while he was still wrestling the gun away, the other shots went off.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine. And it was still in her hand. But what's even weird about that is Tory DNA still should have been on the gun if he took the gun from her. So how is the DNA not on that gun? Because they're fighting, they're sweating. It should have been some DNA on that gun from Tory if he grabbed that from her.
Yeah.
A lot of shit is weird, bro. This is some very fairy tale ass story. Like people were saying it, bro. Like you couldn't even write this in a script because it's so fucking crazy. And now I'm starting to believe it. This is some real crazy shit.
It's insane. It's a lot going on with this damn case. It's a lot of shit, man.
Insane. It's really insane.
I'd like to really recap on that. It's just who really knows. And if Tory does testify, will it be good for him or will it be bad? And if Tory doesn't testify, I'm sure him and his team are going over there. Hey, should we do this? What if they ask me this? Damn, what if they ask me that? Well, I can't really speak about that. It's shaky.
Yeah, and the day before she did lie, a lot of other stuff had came up about Megan lying from what EJ was saying, and about she had drunk a lot. She said she really didn't drink that much. She said EJ had left her. And then that one thing I had talked about was also crazy. They moved the bags from the trunk to the front seat. EJ said they loaded the bags in the trunk. When the police pulled them over, Bags was in the what's the name? And I know you said they might have switched bags and stuff, but I don't know. No one mentioned that in their testimony.
I just said all that's possible. I don't know if I can't confirm it or not anything. But I'm like, when someone says the bags moved, it's not like super shocking to me because I'd had a bag in the trunk before, and I'm like, oh shit, I need something out this bag, and I get the bag and I bring it to the front of me. Like that's nothing crazy from what I saw, but I can see how people be like, oh, did they get the bags to hide? What did and like I said, did they say, hey, grab them bags out the back and put the gun under the bag? Like who knows, Because like you got to think, if Tory don't have nothing to hide the gun with, and he like, oh y'all motherfuckers got bags back there, grab that bag, put the gun under the bag. Don't say shit. I'll give y'all $1 million. I got a big deal coming up, and I'm on probation. But it's still too much reasonable doubt. It's still too much reasonable doubt for me to say, oh, he's fried. Because I, as a juror, if I was a juror, like I said, maybe only if what they're hearing is different than what we're hearing, tone, whatever they're hearing to them is different than what we're hearing. Because like I said, we're hearing it third party. We're not hearing it from the horse's mouth. We're not hearing it from whatever. And I'm not saying that anybody that's reporting on it, Lawyers for Work, Milagro, Dennis Byron, the girl that worked for LA Times, the girl that worked for Rome. So I'm not saying they lying, but I feel like there's a difference when you actually hear and feel the conversation as it's taking place. I can't tell how jurors feel. I can say, hey, me hearing information would make me think I would not be able to genuinely like, oh yeah, beyond a reasonable doubt, he did this. I couldn't see how they could, but I'm not in the courtroom. And I don't know what they're feeling. If they're, ooh, that testimony touched my soul when I heard that. I don't know.
How you feel the jury felt about when they found out Megan was going on vacations with Tory?
Did they talk about that in the trial?
That's what EJ brought up. They went on
vacations.
vacations.
I don't know if you feel this way about it. Like, we already know she lied about them fucking. So it's like, what does that have to do with like, what would you think that would make them feel?
The bitch is a liar. Just saying, man.
But like, what would you think they would hear if they say, "Oh, damn, this nigga have been in 12 altercations in the past 2 years"? Oh, you think they'd be like, "Oh, he has a violent tendency. He could have did this."
I guess if he ain't shot nobody out of the 12 times that he been in fights, I guess.
Hey, this is the time that boiled over, man. This is the time when he was fed up. You did hear from the horse's mouth. The horses kept changing the story. I'm talking about everybody in the trial, motherfucker. I'm talking about the officers, the DNA experts, everybody talking, not just one person. Because we done heard her talk already. But that's it. That's it for if he testifies tomorrow. There's gonna be big shock, big news, big discussion.
It will be tomorrow.
I think, yeah, because they're trying to get this shit wrapped up. So it's either he gonna testify tomorrow and he don't. They'll probably maybe bring up another witness, and it's time for closing arguments. Time to close your case. Hey, get it cracking. Let's get to the verdict by Friday.
That's the most important thing.
What, closing arguments?
Yeah.
Let's get it cracking, man. See what's happening. So let's go to another criminal trial that's going on. How much have you been keeping up with the YSL shit?
Not at all.
Nothing. I feel like that's really, that one's really interesting. Like the Megan Tory shit is interesting because it's like a what the like it's like every day it's like some new, like I thought it was gonna be the witness gonna go up there, he's gonna say we saw the girls fighting, saw the muzzle flash. It's gonna be boring, whatever. Then, oh shit, what happened? Oh, we don't know. He was shooting everywhere. Then she shot. Then he
coming down to the fourth
big fucking thing. But with Young Thug and them, from what I'm seeing and what this guy who's covering the name George Chichiti said in a tweet that I saw was posted on No Jumper, he was like, he said Young Thug isn't staying strong like all y'all keep saying. Oh, he's staying strong. He's not taking a plea. He said they're not even trying to offer him shit. They're trying to get him they're trying to put him away forever. So they ain't giving him no plea to like, oh, you can just do this and take 5 years in prison and 20 years probation. No, they're trying to like send his ass up the river for real. And it only makes me feel that way because when I'm reading certain things, I'm reading because he also made a Substack post. We kind of broke down the beginning of it. When you read that there's a 17-year-old kid, or he's 17 at the time, shoots a 15-year-old in the head and kills him. And they're saying things like, depending on the information you give us, you may be able to go home. Y'all willing to give up cold-blooded murderers to get this one guy?
That's crazy.
That's fucking crazy. They even had an audio recording today of a guy who says they're trying to say I killed this person. And the baby mama said, just cooperate. You got a son at home. They play this open court. Like, just play. You got a son at home. You got this, you got that. So I'm like, they willing to kind of maybe even not necessarily let the killers go, but give the killers a lesser sentence because they want to get Young Thug. And even Nick Gunner. See, this thing I don't like. The only thing I don't like about social media, y'all keep I get Gunner's famous, so y'all keep wanting to just focus on Gunner. Talk about everybody who's already taken a plea deal. The co-founder, DK, plea deal. Gunner, plea deal. Slime Life Shawty, plea deal. Lil Duke, plea deal. Young Thug's brother today took a plea deal. His older brother took a plea deal today.
Boy, like the last day of free agency. How many times? How much the ticker was going? I was watching the act thing. Another plea deal. Another plea deal.
5 total plea deals so far. So it's 23 people left on the case. And I would assume if you're a person like these other 5 people that don't really got too much going on with the case, you ain't here with murder, you're not here with assault with a deadly weapon, you're not here with attempted murder. If you're just like, I'm a part of the shit, y'all got a couple of Instagram pics of me, you should go take a plea deal. Y'all keep saying he ratted because he said it's a gang. Like, I don't know why y'all. I just don't understand why people think that's a nail in the coffin. Like people really saying like if they would have all shut their mouth, none of them would have went to jail. Why do they think that nobody would have went to jail? They got like people with murder, like literal murder. Like nobody like went to jail. Why do y'all think? I don't know why people think. And then this thing too, people keep saying nobody went to jail. They didn't talk. Nobody went to jail. How many people don't talk and go to prison for the rest of their life? How many people have not talked and went to prison? And I still haven't been able to confirm or deny that every plea deal you have to admit that something was happening. And if it's a group of you have to testify if they need you. Because I'm like, do y'all think every plea deal, everybody snitching every plea deal they've ever taken? So like all the guys from 6ix9ine case took plea deals, Shoddy, they took plea deals. We just can't read them. I haven't seen anybody pull them up. I looked for them. I tried to get a pacer. You got to wait for my pacer to download so I could pull up the files. I couldn't find that. I even looked up BMF. I'm like, okay, this is another trial that happened in Atlanta. BMF was a big drug ring, yada, yada, yada. They took plea deals. They have to, possibly testify if they were called. I don't know. I couldn't find their plea deals either. Is this a regular thing or is this only, I highly doubt that thing of you must testify if need be for either side is only predicated to YSL. I think that's the first one that's been publicized to people. So they're like, oh, look, it says they got a plea deal. I'm sure if we start cracking open other people's plea deals, they might have the same legal, thing within them. It just so happens that a lot of the people probably took plea deals, so they didn't have to go and testify if need be. But even these guys that get to testify, gunners, whatever, what do these guys actually know? Young Thug's brother was in jail up until 2019. And they're saying all this shit, killing the guy 2015, 2016. What could he have told them? That he definitively, y'all can prove he knows. Not just, oh, well, my brother told me. Bitch, that's hearsay. How do I know he told you that? It's like, I don't understand the snitch thing, but I get it. If he testifies,
it's just people just talking at that point.
Yeah, I got it.
They're just people just talking. I know you said this stuff is unfair with they basically getting people off just to try to railroad them. But if it's anything close to being true about Young Thug, do you feel bad for him?
If he's like, I heard 7 people to get murdered, I don't feel bad for him at all. My only thing is like, it feels like
funding it, pushing the button.
Yeah, it feels like a vindictive, it just feels like a vindictive thing. It feels like to me, it feels like a cop out. It feels like that's why they got Ricos. They got them for they can't get the big guys, so we're gonna do all this other shit to wrap them up in it. It's like with the law, kind of like with Tory. I feel like you got it. Like if we know somebody's doing something, you got to be able to prove it, bro. We can't let y'all set up back alley play. Like I'm not sad about it. If he's actually murdering people, I'm not like, oh, no, Young Thug. Like I keep saying free Young Thug. Like if Young Thug's really setting up murders and all, it's like,
have they delivered any proof yet, or is it just?
It's all like, oh, he said innuendo-y type of conversations of, oh, y'all haven't got them hit yet. Like, what does that mean?
In text messages or what?
Like this audio. Like, how does that mean? Like, how do you know that doesn't mean he wanted them to fight them? Or, you gotta, defense attorneys can, they can, how do you know that doesn't mean he wants to fight? How do you know that means shooting? Did he directly say, I want him to kill them? Or he say, hit him? Like, maybe that means punch him. Like, defense attorneys can use certain words to, steer around.
But they ain't got no cold hard proof besides like a few video, like of some
audio messages. From what I've seen so far, it ain't like they got him renting the car that the guy was killed in. But yeah, I could just be like, well, yeah, these guys were living in Atlanta. They needed a car because their car was broken. I rented to them. I didn't know after I rented them the car they was gonna go kill somebody. I didn't know that. Like, I feel like they need to produce more audio, text messages, like, hey, do this, do that. Like, those are all circumstantial. Like, oh, he rented a car. Like the prosecutor got on the stand and said that today that we started paying attention to Mr. Williams once we realized the car that was used in the killing of the Peanut guy which was why Finn Lucci's manager. This is like why Finn Lucci's team is beefing with his team. That we found out that he rented the car. That's when we started focusing on him. But it's like, maybe I just rented the car because I got money and these niggas ain't got money and his car broke down.
So with them getting these dudes off, what information are they getting from these dudes? Like the dude that
They
possibly killed somebody.
yet, I guess.
When is this trial supposed to end?
It's supposed to start in January. This isn't even a trial right now. This is just to see if we can use these witnesses or not. Because these are all just expert witnesses. Like, can we use you? Are you credible? Yes, you're credible. Okay, you get to move into the trial phase. So we're seeing everything leading up to this, like pre-trial shit still. This is like if we would have seen all those trials, like with Tory and Meg was like, they're like, oh, they went to trial and this evidence got produced. That if we would have been able to see all that shit leading up to the trial. The trial actually starts in January. It's supposed to start in January. That's when the real, like, okay, we're gonna get you. And that's why I guess you see a lot of these guys taking plea deals because it's down to the wire. It's like, okay, trial starts next month. What do you want to do? But everybody who's came out has continued to say, I'm not testifying. I'm not snitching. I'm not getting on the stand. It's like, y'all just, like, all you had to do is just say, I'm a part of YSL and y'all get off, I guess. So, a couple of them guys, that is their crime. Their crime is just being a part of YSL. So I was like, that's my crime. I think, like I said, just people on the internet, anybody in general, just read into it. Some things, like there was a mom, like if y'all like the Gunna thing is so damning, right? Oh my God, this is the end for Young Thug because of Gunna. There's literally a mother who made a statement, a proffer, about her son as a defendant in this case, and she said that Young Thug uses community events to recruit poor and disenfranchised children to be a part of YSL and commit crimes. A mom said this because she said that's what happened to her son. Like I said, you got to be able to prove it. But to me, that sounds more damning than like YSL is a gang. Okay, we know it's a fucking gang. We don't really even need y'all to say it's a gang for us to be able to probably prove that it's a gang. So it's like he has way more things to worry about than the little drugs that was in the car with Gunna. Because I was reading it today. They got him on murder, conspiracy. You may be involved. You're the leader, which leads to murder, assault with a deadly weapon, attempted murder, drug trafficking.
Oh, I get it now.
Y'all talking about the drugs in the car. That's the least of his fucking worries. They're saying he's setting up hits. He's setting up drug deals. He's setting up attempted murder. Like that, him getting caught with drugs in the car with Gunna is like, oh, y'all just, okay, we just proved that he didn't have the drugs. Okay, what about the murders? What about the attempted murders? What, like, there's so much more shit that's really more pertinent.
I see the prosecution doing essentially. They're basically saying it's not a coincidence that all these people that's affiliated with YSL is committing these crimes. Like you could be like, oh, this person is next to them or this person is next to them. It just so happened that they committed these random one-off things. Or you could see that they were connected, and you could see how Young Thug didn't like certain people and it was antagonizing certain things, even on social media, because he tried YMF Lucci or whatever. He tried other people, and they got proof of him.
They shot his mama house up twice.
And they basically saying that Young Thug didn't. You can't prove that Young Thug said it.
Well, they're saying the thing is they said, okay, so YF and Lucci's mama house got shut up twice, and then Young Thug rapped in the song. He said something like, paraphrasing, shoot his mama house up. Now he ain't saying my name no more. So it's like they're tying that with that.
So you see that he antagonized shit. You see that it's people that's inside of his group and affiliated with his group doing shit. I see what the prosecution trying to do as far as aligning him with everything.
He's John Gotti. He's Gambino, top dog. They're saying he's El Chapo. He's Pablo Escobar. He is the guy orchestrating it all.
Everybody besides Gunna, his brother, and I think the CEO, because the other CEO, did he get, or was he involved with anything? He had like attempted robberies and attempted murder early on, like when they first was charged him in 2013 or looking into him in 2013. But the thing about him is he was in jail for a long time, right? So if you think he got arrested 2013, 2014, he was in jail till I think like 2019, 2020. So a lot of the time while y'all was doing shit, I was in prison. So I think that's why he kind of got off, because, okay, you was arrested for these things early on already. Now we're just wrapping you up in it because you were a part of YSL, you did co-found it. But it's like now we don't really got too much on you as far as the latter parts of, oh, who killed Peanut? Okay, who killed this person? But you are a co-founder. We got you committing crimes. We're locking your ass up. Now he got 10 years probation. So what I was gonna say is, because I was like, I don't think he did nothing, but he kind of did something, so he may kind of fit him in this. But more specifically towards the dude that actually you said was shot, the 15-year-old. Or the
shot him in
15-year-old
the
that shot
head.
the 17. Okay, yeah. So they shot the 15-year-old. When him getting off, they want him to admit that YSL is a gang and he was affiliated. So now that could be more to like
Well,
I
for
said,
him, I think
it's
it's
not a
different, right?
coincidence.
I think that from him, they would want more than YSL's a gang. They would want him to
Yeah,
say, Young Thug Jeffrey Williams told me,
yeah.
hey, this is going on. Because that guy, the guy he killed was a rival gang member from what they're saying. He had an ankle
Okay.
monitor on at 15. He was a wild boy too. They want him to be like, Young Thug directed me at the age of 17 to go kill these other teenagers that were part of another gang. That's what they would probably want him to do. Now, I don't know if that means they're going to let him out of jail, but it could be like, hey, you ain't going to get no life sentence. You'll get 20 to life and you'll get out in 20 years on parole type shit.
Nah,
But
that makes a lot of sense.
they want Young Thug.
That makes a lot of sense. I feel like they'll probably give him less time than that because that's like some like nail in the coffin type shit. But it's like, what kind of proof does he
They
have to
need you need.
bring?
That's what I keep thinking too, like because people can say shit, but it's like, bro, you need proof. Like in the court of law, can you just say like, oh yeah, he told me to shoot him? It's like, and
Not unless you're
if that is something that stands, I think that's kind of fucked up because anybody could just say anything.
not unless you're a witness that's not involved, and even then, you still have to be like a credible witness. And most regular like witnesses off the street won't be credible, and that's when you need multiple witnesses to corroborate a story to usually get an overall story to make it like believable because you just can't
And
go off one person,
and the thing
and
and the
that's
thing
what
about
builds the proof
and the
essentially.
thing about that guy, the guy that I'm talking about, the 17, he's 20 now, but at the time, the 17-year-old that shot the 15-year-old in the head, on his appeal, the same lawyer Young Thug has right now was the lawyer he had. And people were like,
Yeah,
how
I
does
remember that.
this guy from the streets have this high power? Now you can be like, oh, Young Thug's a great guy and he got him a good lawyer, but it's still like, it's like if El Chapo get the top lawyer for one of his like little, what I'm saying, guys, kind of like, oh, okay, obviously El Chapo paid this guy to come and be an attorney for this person, obviously because he wants this guy to get off. Obviously, he doesn't want this guy to talk, or he wants to be even not that he wants him to get off. He wants the lawyer to manage what this guy says. Oh no, we're not going to say Jeffrey told you that. Let's just let you get a little plea deal. Let's just, you're going to spend your time in prison. Jeffrey's going to take care of you and your family. Just
Yeah, that's
go do your time.
nasty.
Go do your time wisely and just go sit in there.
And that dude wouldn't have been able to get that lawyer unless he was affiliated with
Yeah,
Young Thug.
because Young Thug, unless that's like I said, unless that was Young Thug's like close cousin or his brother.
This nigga
There's
think
no
he
way.
Franklin.
I'm saying Snowfall.
This nigga think he Franklin. Nigga, you can't do that in real life, and people not think you're affiliated with him. Because Franklin go bail out a whole group of niggas out the projects. Like in our world, we supposed to think, oh, none of these niggas work with you. That they got these people on crown for.
You just
But
bailed
in
all
real
these people
life,
out for no reason.
in real life, you just incriminated yourself damn near. Oh, so this is the person funding all of this. We got some more fake ass sexy girls in the chat,
beautiful
bro.
girls, sexy girls, sexy girls.
So yeah, he's a fucking idiot for doing that. It's like, bro, this dude. It's like when they say a person robbed a
Or
bank
street
or
niggas say he a
something.
real nigga for doing it.
Oh yeah, real dumb nigga. Or there, you know how you rob a bank and people go buy a nice car and start flexing their money off. It's like this person would never had the means and funds to do this. So how you can do this all of a sudden? That's exactly what happened when this person came with that type of lawyer. They was like, ain't this Young Thug lawyer?
Can you still hear me?
There's another piece to the puzzle.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure my audio is on and let my camera cool down. But it's like, how, man, if Young Thug was doing all that shit while he was on the rise to fame, he's a fucking idiot. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, bro, you had too much to lose to still be in that street shit. I get it, y'all get. I wasn't born in the hood. I wasn't tied up in it, so I can't really speak to like getting trapped in it or this side killed my cousin and they killed my brother and I got that hate. Like, I can't speak to all that. So like I said, there's a lot of people tell you like, oh, you wouldn't understand. But it's like, you gotta be smarter.
Does he have
bro.
any of that plight towards the people that supposedly
I don't know why him and wife and
going
Lucci
at?
beefing. I don't know. I don't know why they beefing.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's for power, for territory, for money, for this, for that. But I tell you, man, and I said this, my other conspiracy. I think I said something about what was the other conspiracy I had? I said, 1501 conspiracy. I had that conspiracy. Another I said this conspiracy too. I think now they on your they ran to your shit.
What?
The sexy
God
girls.
damn.
Now what I'm saying is, I'm thinking, man, the FBI and the music labels, they got a fucking thing together. Hey, y'all get these clicks from the hood, right? Y'all turn them into rap superstars, let them amplify their shit, right? So what the top rap what's Bobby Schmurder gonna do, right? Bobby Schmurder and Rowdy Rap gonna get all that money and they gonna give it to their homies. What Casanova, you got to think Casanova got hit with a Rico. Casanova wasn't even a big rapper. I don't know if you know Casanova from New York. You wasn't even a big rapper.
Yeah, I know that is.
Casanova get all the money, start giving to the homies. Now they got y'all for drug trafficking, all this type of shit. And we're gonna let y'all make music, we're gonna let y'all make money, which the labels own. So when y'all get y'all ass locked up, we'll just reap the benefits of having the album. We ain't gotta worry about really fighting y'all the contracts, and court, and all that shit. And then they come sweep them up. So if you are a street guy and you are a part of some kind of clique, and y'all know y'all doing illegal shit now, and you get on, don't continue to get on and repping that shit louder and louder and louder, because I feel like they're gonna come and get you. And the thing I'm seeing with the Sauce Walker case, right? Because they're saying a lot of TSF members got locked up, that are TSF members that got locked up in a RICO here in Houston. What it looks like to me is Sauce Walker made TSF an actual company for what it looks like right now. They may be affiliated with things outside of TSF, but they can't tie TSF specifically to crimes outside of that because it wasn't a real gang before it became an actual music. And I could be wrong about this, but that's what it seems like, because you would think they had all these other guys, they would get the guy who created it, just saying the way we with Young Thug, right? You would think so, at least. Because I'm not gonna put a blood on Sauce Walker, but I feel like I've seen him speak about it. So maybe he's a blood outside of this, but TSF is really just a label. It's separate from whatever street shit they do.
I got a question. Do you feel like, well, Young Thug, it wasn't really nothing to do with drugs. It's all like just beef and murder shit, right?
No, they got drug shit too.
Do you think these niggas really don't be getting as much money with the rap shit or something? Like, what you think is like? Are they going broke? Like, cause
No,
they spend too much?
I really, you know what I really think it is? I really think it is.
Because even Freddie Wap.
You know, I think it really is. They, for some reason, when they get this amount of money, they either don't know or they only think of one way to do it is they like, oh, I know I could just use this money. Because say they sold dope before at a small scale. Say you get more money. They start thinking, oh, I could just do dope at a big scale rather than, you know what? Let me just start buying real estate. Let me just start doing, you know what I'm saying? They just think, oh shit, my homies, they can't do shit but sell drugs. So I'm gonna just funnel them drugs and let them do the street shit. While I get the millions of dollars, go hang out with Drake, go hang out with P. Diddy, and they still in the city doing the drugs. Because I know they know how to do that. I don't think they can handle my real estate portfolio. I don't think and this is me thinking they're not giving their homies any credit to be able to grow into a legitimate business type person. Because wouldn't you think, like, if you got a bunch of homies and you become a millionaire, you would kind of see, like, let's elevate them like LeBron to his people?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't say y'all got to make niggas like real estate tycoons, but at least make them like property managers, like do something.
Like, well, why would even like Young Thug be around a 17-year-old killer?
Because they out there still recruiting for YSL.
That's crazy. It's like, if this person, like, I mean, like, where you at in your career in life, it just would seem like a crazy thing. You wouldn't see Jeff Bezos. You wouldn't see many, like, rich people around somebody of that type of character. But yet you comfortable having them type of people plus some. It just speak to them, bro. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wish I get a real street guy on here, because I'm like, do you think it'd be really that hard to leave the street life once you become a millionaire?
I don't know, man. I know it's idiotic. I know it's idiotic, and I don't even want to act like it's not. Or it's just a form of ignorance, because we've seen a lot of street dudes essentially, bro, find new ways. Like, you know how many niggas they be stacking in NBA? Them niggas still be gang banging, but it don't seem like they getting active.
I mean, shit, look at the rappers. Look at guys like Jeezy. Look at guys like Yo Gotti. Like, I mean, there's a speculation about Yo Gotti, obviously, with the Young Dolph and all that bullshit. But like, even so, even if there is, he opening restaurants, he doing this, he doing that. Like,
Ice Cube, many people, bro. And it's plenty of other hood dudes, just like normal dudes that don't want to go back to that because we know what it is. Like, and we don't even got to be like you a hardcore dude, bro. Like, like a lot of dudes don't know, like, have paths for themselves, bro, and be lost, but they know that ain't the way. Not after like fuck it, we know it ain't the way, but nigga, if you start making millions without having to do that, or even if you do that, bro, you're gonna start trying to figure
Do
it
you
out,
think
bro.
it was?
Because
Do you think it was maybe like Young
let's
Thug was
just
at a
be
certain
that, bro.
stature? Young Thug was at a certain stature in the streets before he got famous, right? When he got famous, it elevated his stature, which he was able to elevate more control, which then that power got to his head and he just kept going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because YSL was started from 3 different people, right? And I don't know what his part was in the beginning. I don't know if he'd been the top dogs in the beginning because there was that DK guy and there was another guy named Tick. And there was another guy, I think. So it was like, I think it was 4. It was either 3 or 4 people. I know for sure a guy named Tick, DK, and Young Thug. Maybe at the time, maybe he was just like, he was a head guy, but he wasn't the head guy. And then when he was able to become the head guy with all the money and the fame, the shit got to his head, which is, like I said, stupid as hell. And then that's why he continued down the criminal path, even after he was already a millionaire, doing songs with Drake, doing songs like, bro, he had a song with this big ass pop star girl. I forgot what her name was. Not Dua Lipa, but like he doing pop records, he doing EDM records. Like, why is you still like doing shit in the hood? Like they could lead you to a racketeering charge. It just doesn't make no sense.
I feel like if the power went to his head, wouldn't it just be like way more clear evidence than like some, you know? Like if he really on some Scarface shit, if he really on that movie theatrical shit, doing shit like that, on some just like that mob boss shit, wouldn't we like see this, bro?
Yeah, you would think so.
Would I just like? I feel like you wouldn't need all that video shit. Like I feel like it'd be even more clear evidence. Because I mean, with Rico, what they just got to prove that he was like knowing, right?
I think so. He's a part of it or some shit.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna
Oh,
lie, bro.
hold on. Here we
It's
go.
gonna be
This is what I'm
tough.
talking about.
It's gonna be tough. I barely can hear it.
He is only admissible as a lay witness. We'll put in the videos through him as a lay witness. That's fine too.
So pretty much you can hear the lady when she sits down. We just want to get the leaders. We don't really care about everybody. That's why everybody getting plea deals. We just want to get the leaders. But if you cared about, what do y'all think? I wonder if they think, do they think cutting the head off the snake is going to make all these other guys not go back to the hood and continue on with their street shit? Because won't a new leader just rise to the top? Like you would think once you get caught, once you get caught, you stop. Like you think like, hey, you got caught, stop. Go home, you get another chance to live your life, go stop. But
it won't be done to the same productivity, I don't think, because obviously you had a millionaire funding it. And a lot of people gonna have to fend for themselves. And you gotta think about the economy that he was basically just restoring. Like they could have missed some sales, they could have missed some shit, and he got them. He could take care of them. Essentially, they ain't gonna have that luxury no more. So it'll be a lot harder. And then I look at it like this too, bro. It's like if you was rich and had the chance to do something different and you didn't, like that in itself speaks to like
you was there to go to
let's
prison.
get you off the, like, even if we don't stop this, it's like you can be a good example for the community. Like obviously people in poverty gonna commit crimes. We can't stop that. But you're literally promoting it and you had other options. Like if it's what the woman said, you recruiting people and all this other shit, bro. It's like, yeah, you got to go. And I can understand that to a degree, bro. So, especially when you think about it being a famous rapper, bro.
Yeah, I'm not even on the Mr. Championing like the free Young Thug wave. I'm just like, my thing is more like I don't like when these niggas take plea deals and y'all start, they're snitches, they're hoes. Like, bro, it's like if I'm look what they're trying to get this guy with. Murders, setting up murders and this and that. Y'all, if I'm not doing none of that shit, y'all want me to sit up here and be tied up with that? Like one of the guys today, the guy who I believe the guy who said like his baby mom was like, you need to go ahead and cooperate. Now, obviously, this could be him just saying that, but he was like, I was just in the car with them and they started shooting. What? I can't be mad at no person who didn't do shit. Be like, man, I'm not fucking going to prison for y'all.
I gotta ask more questions though. He gotta answer more questions for me though.
No, you can't just say that because everybody could just say that they weren't. You know what I'm saying? Everybody could just say that. But I'm saying if it is true that, like, I was listening to a Slim Thug podcast one time. There was a guy who was good at football. He went and hung out with some homies, and There was with some guy who he said he knew him, but he didn't really know him too much. But he's the driver. He'd ride with him, and this was a long time, like in the 80s. The guy saw somebody he wasn't fucking with it, hopped out the car, robbed him, and killed him. He hopped back in the car, took off. Y'all shut the fuck up. Dropped everybody off. The guy who was just the football player was like a good football player, star football player, whatever. He was just along for the ride in shock, scared to say something, didn't say shit. And then when they all got locked up, he got 15 years because like, well, you didn't say nothing. It's like he didn't do shit, but it's like, I guess I never lived in the hood, but like if you saw like you, let's ask you for instance, you lived in Fifth Ward. Let's say you was in Fifth Ward when you was 15. You was a football player, doing good in school, everybody fuck with you in the hood, da da da. You happen to cross some guys, you know they street guys, but you like, these my like second cousins or whatever, right? They're guys around. And one guy hop in the car and kill somebody. Would you feel like I need to report this, or would you be like, I live here, I'm kind of like scared to go and report this? What do you think you would do? Like just I know it's a hard question, but like what do you think you might do? You might just shut up, like maybe he doesn't get caught. And if you do, he ain't gonna say my name because I ain't do shit.
That's the craziest shit ever.
That was it. And then you get 15 years in prison because you didn't say nothing. You didn't kill nobody. You weren't along to go kill, but you get 15 years because you didn't say nothing.
But when you don't like say nothing, and then like you admit to it when they do arrest y'all, do that not count for nothing?
I guess in his case it didn't. I mean, he didn't get life, but it's still 15 years when you was a high schooler. You ain't playing college. You ain't going to the NFL.
No, I could easily see somebody being scared or like just not knowing what to do, bro. Like you in shock, bro. Like you ain't never.
He just killed him. He gonna kill me. But yeah, it's tricky. Like I said, it's tricky. So
that's some scary shit, bro. I mean, the biggest thing is like you gotta be accountable for who you hang around because that person gotta be crazy and you gotta kind of know that. Yeah. So that would be the biggest thing. But
it's just seeing these regular everyday suburban people that probably got office jobs at home or probably just play the game all day, just like so invested in the snitch thing to me is just so weird.
It shows that we are cowards, bro, because even you asking me that, bro, now that I think about it, as a man, bro, this person took somebody's like child's life, bro, somebody's brother's life, bro, somebody potential husband and father life, bro. Like, you gotta at least be brave enough to find that person and help that person get justice, bro. But in my mind, it's like, well, what happened to me? At the end of the day, you go tell them cops, bro, you ask for custody, bro, and you do what's right, even if it come with backlash, bro. Because that's what being like a stand-up person is. Like, just like when you really think about it. But in our mind, it's a real question, bro. Like even me like pausing and think about it, bro. I had to check myself, like, bro, that's crazy, bro.
You subconsciously
that's crazy not to say
because
nothing,
subconsciously
bro.
You were scared to get the snitch label, man. That's what it's propaganda, FBI propaganda.
And that's crazy, bro.
They've ingrained it to where you allow literal murderers to continue to run around y'all street. Y'all know who the murderers are. Y'all know who killing people's sons around the corner. It's like, I ain't gonna say shit. It's like, bro, he's killing people.
Because imagine if that happened to you, or imagine that happened to somebody in your family and nobody wanted to say nothing, bro. You'll feel like
nobody wants to say nothing, and you know everybody knows.
That hurts, bro. That's a different type of pain, bro. And this person getting to walk around and potentially do this again.
And then the workaround is you go kill him. So now I go to prison for the rest of my life and leave my family behind. When we got the damn cops right there, we could just send this motherfucker to prison.
Nigga, I'm a 15-year-old football player, never invested in murder. Now all of a sudden I gotta go get back for a nigga and some shit that I wouldn't.
Well, see, you're talking about that scenario. I'm just talking about from a scenario of like, oh, this person killed your family member, and everybody in the hood know who did it. But y'all's thing isn't that, oh, y'all should go tell. Your thing is I should go and kill him. Please don't alleviate any pain. Y'all sound dumb. What do you do? So I don't know. Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. Please don't alleviate pain. What do you mean alleviate pain? My point is,
no one ever said that.
Did I say alleviate pain? Or am I talking about to get justice for something? Like, who said that? Did we say that? I think you're not listening, Rob Stark.
We were speaking on how if somebody got killed in front of you, would you not say something or would you say something, even if you wouldn't like, and you was completely not involved? And I basically talked about how that morally is fucked up because that's somebody's child, bro. At the least that person deserves is consoling and knowing what happened to that child and why it happened. Like that, it
And my
ain't just
thing,
about going to the
what I
cops.
said
Like at
was
all.
that if I live in the community where people know who killed my brother, sister, son, people in its mind is don't tell the police. You got to go out and murder this person who killed you. Like I'm supposed to risk prison and go to jail for the rest of my life, so I can't support my family no more. I can't do nothing because I'm supposed to go kill this guy rather than
Based on
send his ass to prison.
based on reaction of somebody that was fucking horrible person. Now I gotta go change my like they already fucked up my life. Now I gotta go fuck up my life even more because of that decision. It's just stupid, man. It's stupid.
That don't make no damn sense.
It's stupid. And
That
I don't
comment, Rob Stark, don't make no fucking sense. Obviously, you're not listening. Obviously, you have been brainwashed by the FBI propaganda as well. 10,000 lashes for you.
them sitting in jail is a whole lot better because you got to think. Because I mean, most likely you're not gonna like figure out who did it. If no one's saying nothing to the cops, they probably ain't gonna say nothing to pretty much anybody unless you're really in the streets or something like that. But most people, parents, working class people, they're not fucking gangsters that got guns and gonna go get back and shit like that and know who connected to. So, like most of the time, that person gonna stay on the streets and be able to commit another crime. Like if they commit a crime like that, just heinous and shoot somebody. Now you leaving them up on the like nigga. Did anybody watch Spider-Man?
Look what happened to Uncle Ben. That's a prime example. Look what happened to Uncle Ben. Oh, you see something, you don't say nothing. He kill your goddamn uncle next. And now you're sitting there like,
damn.
I should report him 2 years ago when he killed little Frankie.
It's called a slippery fucking slope. Yeah, god damn, niggas don't watch. Like, did y'all niggas watch any fucking like moral like stories back in the day? Like, niggas got no morality no more. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, bro.
No morality, FBI fucking propaganda. That's all it is. They've ingrained into your head that this is bad. This is like like I said, out of the hood, not even the hood, out of the gangster street Bible. Thou shalt not snitch. They put that at number motherfucking one. That bypasses everything. Like I said, that got street niggas justifying why they would rather listen to R. Kelly than Gunna. FBI propaganda, I'm gonna say it again, it's ingrained in your fucking head. And you gotta get the brain rot out. I'm sorry.
I want to say this.
Like my bad. Like I said, I can understand if it's like me and Bryce rob a bank, Bryce gets away, and they have no evidence to get Bryce unless I say Bryce did it. That's like, goddamn, he could have been out there, living his life, and you just threw him under the bus. But all this other shit, it's like, bro, if I didn't really shoot nobody and kill nobody, yeah, like I said, like when you go to, like, say you go to robberies or motherfuckers, yeah, I did something bad. I went to go commit a robbery. I ain't signed up to kill no motherfucking body. So y'all, and even in Houston, in Texas, they will, if you go rob somebody and a robber kills one of the people in your crew, they'll charge you for that murder. That's crazy. I mean, I get it because y'all came here, but my point really more is like, we came to rob. We agreed to rob. We agreed to that. We're gonna rob these people. Now, obviously, you said some of you will rebut that and be like, well, when you go to rob, you gotta be, you gotta know that there's a possibility. That's fine. If I go there and this motherfucker, like, you saw all these movies, like a 50 Cent movie or whatever, it's like you got this one wild card, he just kills somebody randomly. I'll go to jail for the robbery. I'll take my 10 years for robbery. I'm not going to prison for the rest of my life because this motherfucker went off the handle and killed somebody for no goddamn reason. I'm sorry. That'll make no damn sense to me.
I feel like it was based on fear before and based on like people having power. Like back in the day, the mob would like get to you. Like if you said something like, or people would be able to touch you in jail. Like I feel like it applies in jail and it go into the streets more because when you think about it, if you snitch in jail or you snitch back in the day when these things is like big systems like out there, like big mob systems, or maybe when the Crips was or MS-13s was at their full strength, they'll get to you, your family, and I think you're in the hood, so where you really gonna go? You ain't got money like that. So I feel like that was kind of the case with a lot of these things. So I feel like when you're involved with the crimes, I feel like snitching is a whole lot worse because somebody want to get that get back. They know where jail you went to. They may know somebody in that jail. They know your family members. I feel like that's what the snitching is kind of crazy. Like, for instance, I know like this one dude, I don't even think it got anything to do with snitching, but he got out. As soon as he got out, they murdered him in
In
front of the
Chicago?
jail. Yeah, I believe that. So it's like,
Yeah.
so that's why it's like with the snitching stuff, it really, I think, tends to like being a fear thing more than it's being like a pride thing. And people want to make it seem like it's about being
It's an
stand up, but it's
honor
really,
and having
yeah,
morals and all that shit. These
it's
motherfuckers
really
scared.
about the fear. Like
They
that's
want to
what it really
snitch.
is.
If you get asked, they really want to snitch. They really do. Because I think it's in nature to want to kind of self-preserve yourself. But they scared of it.
Especially
And,
when,
oh my bad.
especially like you said, it's like there's somebody acting sporadic and you really had no control over that.
Yeah.
Because it's like that ain't got shit to do with honor.
So Young Thug brother did respond to all this. He said, damn, people really think I told on my own brother, shaking my head. Show me my paperwork I told on anybody. LOL. I'm not even finna entertain any of it. Peace and blessings. And like I said, if y'all start running with the narrative, Funk ain't tell on Thug, y'all gotta kind of go with the same energy as Gunna. Like
They just ain't have shit on them.
And even if I know people gonna say, well, he told the judge the drugs weren't his, so they had to be Thugs. Like, bro, there was 3 people in the car, it wasn't just Thug. The other guy got charged with the same shit Thug got charged with. He just ain't a part of the RICO case. And if any lawyer get up there, they can easily just say, how do we know they're not this other guys that was in the fucking car? Just because a criminal says something wasn't theirs, that don't mean that jury just automatically, oh, well, he said it wasn't his, so they still got to prove that it's his shit. So, I don't know anymore. But, the shit just keep
a lot of people
rolling.
just be fucking capping, bro. That's what it really comes to. It'd be sad to say, but I know, you know what? It's not really sad to say because people really don't care about these topics. That's really what it be.
Really
so they could just say whatever they trolling or just have a shallow opinion about it where it's like if you really press them on it or if they're not going to die on that ledge essentially. Unless they're just gonna troll to death, but that's just you can't take that seriously. So that's what it kind of come down to. Like with Meg and Tory, like you can kind of see people on the side of the fence and stuff like that. But stuff like this is like, even that you could tell a lot of people ain't really did all their research. Like if I'm being honest, like if you really firm, or you could tell they got biases. Like let's be real. So yeah, that's what it started to be. You got to be like, oh, maybe I'm just this clinical thinker or this third dimensional thinker, like because obviously a nuanced thinker is the best word to say.
Every situation, I want to find the truth. That's why I always tell people when I'm talking, I'm saying, hey, this is off of what I read myself. And if you can find something that can rebut what I said, I'm open to being wrong. I'm not gonna, oh my God, because my thing isn't to be right. My thing is to try to find the truth. Right? I want to find the truth. So when I say that I looked it up and I saw there's 3 people in the car with Thug, that's me trying to find the truth. And if you keep trying to tell me, no, it's only 2 people that was in the car, you ain't trying to find the truth. You just trying to go with a narrative. I'm trying to find the truth. You trying to find a narrative. That's the difference. So, and like I said, I'm not even mad. I'm not like, oh, y'all must give a fuck. I do a podcast every day. I don't need to give a fuck, but for me to try to be prosperous in this lane, I need to at least give some kind of a fuck. I can't just get up here and say anything. I gotta do some type of research. I've looked into something.
I mean, you could just be like, Gunna snitch.
Yeah, that's boring. That's like low. Like I see people do that. Like people enjoy that. Gunna's a bitch ass snitch. Like yeah, but like come on, you want to know the truth? You want to like just say dumb shit? Like, I want to know the truth. I want to sound informed. I want to sound like I'm educated on what the fuck's going on. Yeah. I just want to be up here. Like we talk about music shit, I can just talk shit because that's just whatever. That's like trivial shit. But when it comes to real shit, you gotta at least want to sound like you know what the fuck you talking about.
And you're gonna get your time to do that. You're gonna get your time. Like if Gunna really was a snitch, you're gonna get your time. If Tory really shoot her and it come out that he shot her, then you're gonna really get your time to do that. Like your time gonna come. If Meg really fucking get or Kelsey really get proven, we're gonna get our time as Tory people that believe he got off. So that's like you know, like to be entertaining, you're gonna get that time to go off. Like you ain't gotta just do that. Like you said, what's the popular thing? Because at the end of the day, when are you gonna start saying something different? It's like, because it's clearly
right now, I feel like we're in the fact
regular narrative.
Stage, man. We're trying to figure out what is actually going on. What's the actual motives from the prosecutors? What did the guys that took plea deals actually do? Not just what we think they did. Or you gotta look into it. That's all. That's all I'm saying, man.
And when we get the pieces to the puzzle, it'll be a fun conversation. But until then, I mean, it's just.
Hey man, if you're watching right now, like the video, man. Like the video if you're watching.
I don't find it fun just to guess and make up trolls. I like to at least think that I'm on some type of proven standing
You wouldn't
ground.
feel like you're on some
like,
type of ground when you're talking about something, at least.
because if somebody challenge you, you're gonna be like, I ain't got shit to say.
Yeah, but that's the era we live in. Like I said, you don't have to. Like, I'm not, when I say care, y'all don't have to be like, this has to be us wake and fucking, oh my God, I need to research this. But like, if you're gonna passionately talk about it and passionately have an opinion, at least know something about it. Not just whatever Adam 22 told you, or just what academics told you, or just what, who else talks about shit like this? Well, Whack 100 told, like, Whack 100 said, Young Thug's team came to me personally and told me they were blindsided by him. And they told me that the page that posted Gunna and saying welcome home was a fan page. And people just ate that shit up. That page ain't no damn fan. That's they legit. If you go to their legitimate website and click the Instagram page on their legitimate website, that's their Instagram. And y'all just ate that shit up like that was the truth. And why would
So what was the
team,
page? That was like a YSL page that said welcome
Young
home?
Stoner Records. It was verified at 1.1 million followers. You go to their company website. You know, their links at the bottom. You click on that link. It's their thing. Like, they ain't no damn. Come on, man. Come on. Now y'all could. Well, some fan pages are big and verified, yeah. But like, when you look up Young Stoner Life anywhere, you're gonna tell me they don't have any Instagram page at all.
Wait, what's Young Stoner Life?
That's why. That's the label. YSL is like Young Slime Life, so it's still one of the YSL themes. So it's like, okay, we don't want to say
so
Young
that's
Slime
the
Life.
biggest.
We want to say Young Stoner Life.
So that's what they really getting caught on, because they actually do have a different label name.
Young Stoner Life is still YSL, but Young Slime Life is the gang aspect of it.
Got you.
But like,
okay.
and also the thing, like, y'all think Young Thug's team out of everybody is gonna reach out to Whack 100? And then he said they reached out to me because they didn't want to say nothing, but they knew I was gonna say something. But in that thing, he exposed that YSL's team spoke to him, and that would only hurt probably Young Thug more in a trial. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, what are we talking about? But whatever. That's all I got, man. We've been here for 2 hours. Salute to you watching. Salute to you subscribe. Subscribe to this channel right here. Absolutely sure. Also go subscribe to my channel where I post daily. Go subscribe to D-Friend Daily. I'm Bryce.
Emerald Gamer and Reactions, man. Y'all check me out there. I'm on there weekly at this point. So subscribe and like and check us out, man.
I'm almost at 600 subscribers on D-Friend Daily, so go hit that subscribe button, man, for real. But that's all we got for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow on D-Friend Daily. Bryce will be back streaming on Emerald Thoughts tomorrow, maybe. That's all we got. But D-Friend.
Be new.